Have you ever wondered how you stack up to other YouTube creators? Maybe you're just getting started with a brand new channel, or you've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Either way, I've gathered data on the 5 stages of YouTube growth, ranging from absolute zero to millions of subscribers. So you can see what the day-to-day life looks like, the goals that you should have at each stage, and how you can keep progressing through the levels. I honestly think this is some really interesting stuff, and if you're looking to grow your channel, or at least see where you're at, I think you'll like this too. So let's get straight into it then. Starting with level 1. Now at this stage of your growth, you're gonna have anywhere from 0 to 100 subscribers on your channel. In level 1, you're in the top 100% of all channels. I know, that means literally everyone. At this point, you're probably trying to still figure out the core audience of your channel. What do you want to talk about on your channel? What videos are you going to make? Who is your audience? That's what you're trying to figure out. And at this point, you're probably experimenting a lot too, testing different content types to see what kickstarts the momentum on your channel. What gets you those first 100 views on your videos? Now, if you look at the day-to-day life of people in level 1 of YouTube, you're probably still working a full-time job, you're going to school. You live a relatively normal life, and YouTube is a side hobby that you're just starting to get into. It's something that maybe you've told a couple friends about, and you're just really experimenting at this point. You haven't fully committed just yet. Maybe at this point you put out a video every week or every month. You probably go through waves of posting more frequently and waves where you don't post at all. You're still learning the game. You're learning the craft. You're learning how to package videos, how to write videos, how to film videos. Everything is still new, and you're going through the motions trying to learn the process. Now, if you're in level 1, what are the goals and what are the focuses you should be looking at to go to level 2? You need to put in a ton of reps. You really need to go through the motions of learning each step of the content process so that you can continue to get better. The honest reality check I can give you is that at level 1, your content probably isn't good enough yet to reach those 1,000, 100,000, million view levels. So you just have to keep putting in reps, trying to learn and improving your videos. Which leads us to level 2, where you have anywhere from 100 to 1,000 subscribers on your channel. Just by hitting 100 subscribers, you've found yourself in the top 37% of YouTube. That's the top third of all users on the platform. Now at this phase of YouTube, you're really starting to understand the game. You have a better idea of what's actually working for your channel and what's going to get you the growth and the momentum you're looking for. Chances are you've probably had a couple videos that have done better than average that helped you to get to that 100 sub mark. Now your day-to-day life probably doesn't look that much different from level 1. Chances are you're probably still working a full-time job. Maybe you even got a job in the YouTube space, but your YouTube channel is starting to take up more of your mental headspace. It's a hobby that you're really starting to get into, and you're really passionate about learning the game. Maybe at this point you've even talked to other YouTube creators, found a community of other people like you who you can learn from as well. At this point, you probably understand that YouTube is a game of optimizations and learning, where with each upload, you're just trying to get a little bit better and make better videos for your audience. But what should your goals be to advance to level 3? The truth is, you still just need to keep putting in reps and keep posting until you find what works, but you have more data. You've probably had a couple videos that have done better than the rest, so focus your attention on doing more of those videos, doubling down on what already worked so that you can get larger results from your efforts you're putting in. Just keep going, keep learning the skill set, and hey, maybe even see if you can find a job in the YouTube space so that you can spend even more time improving your skills. All right, that leads us to level 3, 1,000 to 100,000 subscribers. Now, level 3 is a huge stage. Obviously, going from 1,000 to 100,000 is a 100x multiple. That's a long distance to go. But the truth is, just by making it to 1,000 subscribers, you're in the top 8% of all channels on YouTube. That's pretty crazy. At this point, you've reached 1,000 subscribers by continuing to post, doubling down on what's already worked, and you've likely already created a format that people can come back for. You're not just posting all sorts of different content randomly and hoping that it does well. You know what works, you do more of what works, and you're very consistent about that. At this point, you can get monetized on YouTube, so maybe your channel is starting to earn you some side income as well. At this point, you're probably not full-time on YouTube, but it is becoming a bigger part of your life. Once you make that first cent on YouTube, it becomes completely addictive. You probably know know multiple other creators at this point. You're not just a random guy posting videos, you are an official content creator. And chances are, if you've reached this level, you're probably working in the YouTube space in some fashion. Now in this stage, especially towards the later end of this stage, you're probably going to be making money from sponsorships as well, because your content is reaching a lot of people, and those brands want to promote their products on your videos. So you're starting to see the potential. Your day-to-day life is starting to become consumed by YouTube because you're so excited about it, and you're really starting to figure out what's working. But what should your goals be to take yourself from level 3 to level 4? At this point, you want to be really picky about the videos you're posting. Don't spend a lot of time on videos that you know are going to underperform. Focus just on the ones that have done well in the past. Build consistent formats that you can come back to so that the efforts you're putting in are giving you better and better results. At this point, you also want to start thinking more long-term. What are some evergreen videos you can post that are going to get you views for years to come? It's going to stabilize your monthly viewership, make it a lot easier to build a business around your channel, and at this point, you're laying the foundations for your channel to become something bigger than just yourself. Which leads us to level 4, which is where your life completely changes. This stage is anywhere from 100,000 to 1 million subscribers on your channel. Now, congrats. You have a YouTube plaque like this one on the wall in your room somewhere. And by the way, by passing 100,000 subscribers, you're in the top 1% of all channels on YouTube. That's crazy, man. But where are you at? What does your day-to-day life look like? In this stage, you're likely going to go full-time into your content and start building a business around your channel. Sponsorship revenue is probably going to become a bigger part of your business, potentially even launching your own products. But the truth is, at this point, you can start making some serious money from your business. But the truth is, at this point, you can start making some serious money from your channel. And your audience is starting to become very invested in your brand. And instead of just following trends and doing what everyone else is doing, at this point, you're starting to create new formats and set new trends on the platform. Now, if you're in level 4, what should your goals be to keep expanding and reach level 5? At this point, you're going to have to start thinking much bigger, because how can you take your core audience and expand it for a much wider group of people? You want your videos to be able to reach millions of people with each upload. So you're going to have to put in some serious thought about how you can simplify your topics and how you can make them super approachable for everyone. This is probably where you're going to need to hire a team for support, to think of better ideas, to get support so you have more time to spend on ideation, on packaging, on the things that really matter. So now you want to focus your time on the things that have the highest leverage and start to delegate the things that take up a lot of your effort without much reward. Once you do that though, you reach 1 million subscribers, which puts you in level 5 of YouTube. Because at this point, you are in the top 0.06% of all channels. You're starting to push the needle seriously forward. You've done something that no one else has. That's why you've been able to reach 1 million subscribers. The truth is that your consistency, your systematic approach to building new formats, to standing out on the platform, it's paid off in terms of a large audience. Your day-to-day life is completely different from what it was in level 1. Your business is probably starting to earn some serious revenue. Your team is probably starting to expand, and the majority of your revenue is probably coming from sponsorships, communities, and product sales. At this point, there's so many opportunities coming to you that you need to start being picky and remain focused on what your goal is. Now, at this point, you set the trends on YouTube. So you're spending a lot of time brainstorming new ideas. You're spending a lot of time thinking of the packaging and how you can reach the widest possible audience. You're equally investing into evergreen videos that are going to bring in views month over month and experimental content that's going to drive the platform forward. It comes down to a lot of brainstorming, a lot of ideation, a lot of thinking big picture and long term. What can you do to keep growing? How can your videos get better and better? And how can you serve the audience more thoroughly? And that's really it. To keep growing, you just have to keep improving as a business owner, as a creator, and as someone who's a marketer for the products you'll inevitably launch. Everyone's at their own stage of YouTube. Everyone's in their own different level. And in order to keep progressing, there's new skill sets you need to to learn, new goals you need to set. The truth is that YouTube is a game of constantly learning, evolving, and progressing. And what's going to take you from 0 to 100 subs is not the same thing that's going to take you from 1 million to 100 million. What I do hope that you took away from this video though is that you're probably farther ahead than you might think. Just by hitting 1,000 subscribers, you're already in the top 8% of all YouTube creators. So bottom line, no matter where you are, just keep pushing forward. I believe in you. Now, if you do want to progress through the levels faster, I have a program for you. It's called Launchpad, and I built it to give creators at all stages of the YouTube game the tools that they need to grow and make money. In there, you'll unlock weekly live streams, courses to help you learn, feedback on your videos, and a community of other creators just like you. So if you want to learn how to grow your YouTube channel and your business, I'll help you do that in there. And for the first 25 people to click the link down below and use the code 2026, I'll give you half off your first month. With that said, now that you know the levels of YouTube, here are the 8 signs that your channel is about to blow up.